Shelley Winter Show, still riding that high from this weekend. Natural high, musical high from this weekend. Just don't want you guys to get that all twisted up because people gossip. This is Shelley Winter Show. So I want to end the show with this. First of all, before I go any further, let me shout out. So I went to visit St. Clair of Assisi Catholic Church. My good friend Mike Congemi and the Spragues go to that church, and the whole Congemi family goes. And so a couple months ago, I was doing something where I was just asking listeners to invite me, and I'm still doing it. If you want to send me an email to invite me to visit your church, Shelley, 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 SHELLEY.Winter, WYNTER, at CMG.com. And just send me an invitation. I'd love to visit your church. No big to do, just you and I worshiping together. And so I did this a couple months ago, still doing it, still send me the emails. And I went to St. Clair of Assisi Catholic Church up in Kennesaw. And so the guy that happened to be the father or the preacher, that day, his name is Bradley Starr, long beard, everything. Looks like a biker, but he's a Catholic minister. Really cool guy. Really great sermon that he preached, right? And it's Catholic church. So I've been to Catholic churches in my life, but this was an interesting visit because he was an interesting minister, and his words that day, his sermon that day, really impacted me. So I remembered, and so a good friend of mine texted me. And at the time, after church, we were all talking, and Father Starr, he told me that he was studying to be a canon lawyer for the Archdiocese of Atlanta, right? So because we were all going to lunch afterwards, the Spragues and the Congemi and I, and the Congemis and I, we were all going to lunch, and we invite, hey, do you want to come join us for lunch? He said, no, I have to go study. Well, here's some great news. He is going to Rome. He's going to the Vatican to study canon law, to come back to be a canon lawyer for the Archdiocese of Atlanta. So shout out to him. If you know Father Bradley Starr, give him a pat on the back. Tell him God bless him, and continue to pray for all of us. Good dude, really good dude, young dude too. It's kind of, when you see things like that, you just say to yourself, yes, 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 Lord, I know you're there. I know you're there. I know you're there. That's what it means to me when I see things like that. Because a guy walking down the street, if you couldn't see his collar, you would never know he was a minister. So God bless Father Bradley Starr, brother. Do your thing, and we look forward to you coming back from Rome as a canon lawyer for the Archdiocese of Atlanta. And God bless you, and keep up the wonderful work of saving souls and really just healing people spiritually. God bless you. And it was a pleasure to meet you, and I can't wait to hear your stories when you come back. I want to end the show with this. We got about 4 or 5 minutes. Hit this Ali Velshi. This is Ali Velshi talking about America 250. Listen to this, and I want to talk about it.
Anniversaries are imperfect records of the thing which is being celebrated. In America's case, anniversaries often gloss over the racial dynamics underlying much of America's history and politics, issues that remain unsolved because America has never actually fully reckoned with its racist past and its original founding sin of slavery. In 1 month, America will mark the 250th anniversary of its founding. Like previous anniversaries, there is a deep unease about this. I feel a deep unease about these celebrations to which I am invited to mark the 250th anniversary of our so-called democracy. Because this 250th anniversary is taking place during yet another period of deep and fundamental and existential unrest in this country, brought on by the country's unresolved racial politics. That's what this is.
So I just want to take a couple minutes to say how wrong he is. He is wrong. My grandparents, I told you at the start of the show, if you've been listening, if you missed the start of the show, I told you a story of my grandparents and my mom planning their 50th wedding anniversary and a wedding where they renewed their vows. She surprised them. 50 years they were married. They had ups and downs. They probably had some issues come up during those 50 years, but they still celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary. They didn't sit back and say, well, I'm not going to do this celebration because back when we were married for 5 years, you came home late, or you left the toilet seat up, or you didn't make enough money, or you didn't do this, or you didn't do that. If you're going to be around 250 years as an entity, as a company, as a country, you're going to have down times, bad times, maybe the original sin times. But the whole point of celebrating the 250th anniversary of this great country is that we've completely tried and have accomplished moving forward. Now, you might say, oh, we're going backwards. No, we're not going backwards. Someone made a change. Someone found the Supreme Court made a ruling. We're completely trying to reinvent ourselves every day. That's the goal here. A more perfect union. That's what we're striving for. A more perfect union. Doesn't mean that it's always been perfect. In many cases, it's been imperfect, and the celebration is the imperfections are being worked out to move forward. Now, are there people in this country who don't want that to happen? Of course they are. But more and more by vast numbers of people want us to be a more perfect union. Those that do not want us to be a more perfect union, or those who see a more perfect union as one set of people being here or being in charge or whatever, those people are in a minority. Trust me, I know. Those people are either dying off, they're in the minority, or they're going to be dead soon. So don't worry about that. We're celebrating America's 250th birthday. It hasn't been perfect. It's been far from perfect. But we strive to be a more perfect union. So if you focus on the bad times, then yes, it would be hard for you to celebrate 250. But if you focus on how we've gone from the bad times to now, then it becomes a celebration of that journey. And that's what I choose to do. I will be celebrating America's 250. I don't know how. Keep listening. I'm trying to figure it out now because I don't like the fact that we're all separated around this big holiday. When I was about, I think I was 76. I think I was 11 years old in 1976. My mom packed a bunch of kids in the neighborhood, probably about 10 of us in a black Buick. We were laying across each other's laps. We were sitting up, we were all over the place, legs out the window, arms and heads out the window and everything. And she drove us to Riverside Drive. She had a grill on top of the roof. She had blankets on top of the roof and a neighborhood full of kids. And she drove us to Riverside Drive where she barbecued and we laid out and we ran and we played. And then at night when the sun came down and all the tall ships had gone by and they moved the barges in, they shot off the fireworks. And it was America's bicentennial, 200 years. My mom didn't tell us, well, the civil rights movement and we're still fighting. She didn't tell us that. She didn't tell us, the cops are killing black men and you guys didn't. No, she said we're celebrating the 200th anniversary of America because we've gone this far. We have work to do, but the work continues because we're working towards a more perfect union. So, Mr. Velshi, I disagree with you. Don't be saddened. Don't have unease. Celebrate where we started to where we are now. And that's a good thing. Happy birthday, America. I'm going to come up with something for the 250th. It's going to be a Shelley Winter Show thing. I'm trying to figure it out now. I'm making calls to people. We're going to figure out something. But I'm not going to let America's 250th birthday on July 4th, 2026 go by without the Shelley Winter Show doing something with his listeners. We'll figure it out. Give me a call. Send me an email if you have ideas. As I say every night as I go off the air, know this in your hearts because I know it in mine. God loves you. Peace. I